That's why I think it is so important for all the young people here to seek out people who don't agree with you. That will teach you to compromise. It will also help you, by the way, if you decide to get married. But the most important thing is understanding that compromise does not mean surrendering what you believe. It just means that you are recognizing the truth. The fact that these other people who disagree with you, or this other political party, or this other nation, that they have dignity too. That they have worth as well, and you have to hear them and see them. And sometimes we don't. Alright, how much time do I have, by the way, people? One more question? I'll make it 2. I'll make it 2. Let's see. The young lady right there. Go ahead. Question. President Obama, good morning. Question. Question. President Obama, a thick skin is very helpful. I was just talking about this, actually. With the ambassador last night. Where is Matthew? I think I was just talking about this. Yes, I think we were just talking about this. Two things I'm pretty good at, well, let me say this. One of the things that happens as you get older is you are, hopefully, more aware of and honest with yourself about what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. I could list my weaknesses, but you asked me about the things I've found useful, so I'll skip over that. Two things I'm pretty good at. One is attracting talent. And anybody who wants to be a leader. I would advise you to spend a lot of time thinking about how am I helping other people do great things. Because, as President of the United States, I am dealing with so many issues and I can't be expert on everything, and I can't be everywhere. And the one thing I can do is assemble a team of people who are really good and really smart and really committed. And care about their mission, and have integrity, and then give them the tools. Or get rid of the barriers, or help coach them so that they can do a great job. And I think leaders who think that their primary job is to make everybody do exactly what they want. As opposed to helping to organize really talented people to collectively go to where we need to go, typically stumble. You should be predisposed to other people's power. How can I make the people around me do great things? If they do, then, by definition, I'll succeed, because that's my job. Is to get this team moving in the right direction. So that's one. The second thing, I'm pretty good at setting a course, a general direction. And being able to hopefully unify that team around that general direction. Oftentimes I have to rely on other people to implement and execute to get there. But setting a direction requires also listening to what is it that's important to people. And the third thing is synthesizing. I think it's very useful as a leader to be able to particularly on complex issues to sit around a table and hear a lot of different points of view. and be able to get to what's the nub of the issue, what's the heart of the problem, what's the essential conflict that we're trying to resolve. And get everybody to see the problem the same, see what the problem is. Because I see a lot of organizations, they spend a lot of time doing a lot of work. But they're working on the wrong thing, or they're distracted from the essential issue. Somebody once said, it's more important to do the right thing than to do things right. And what they meant was, you can hack away and build this amazing path through the jungle. But if you're headed in the wrong direction, then it's a waste of time. So you've got to make sure that people understand what it is that we're trying to solve. Yeah, that's enough. I've got time for one more. All right. The Sikh gentleman. Yes. Question. President Obama, hold on. Before everybody starts applauding that question, let's make sure that we're on the same wavelength in terms of facts. I have taken an adamant stand against making sure that we're not racially profiling in airports. And it is explicit TSA policy not to racially profile. Now, does that mean that out of the hundreds of airports and thousands of TSA officials, that there has not been times where a Sikh is going through the airport? And somebody targets them for a secondary screening because of what they look like? Of course that's happened. But that's not my administration's policy. And I'm happy to provide you with chapter and verse as to why we have taken an explicit stand against this. It does raise a broader issue that you're mentioning, which is that in pluralistic societies like the United States, like the UK, in diverse societies, one of our biggest challenges is going to be how do we approach keeping people safe and preventing terrorist acts. There was a time when terrorism here in the UK was largely emanating from the IRA. So this is not a uniquely Muslim problem. What is also true is, today there are a tiny subset of groups that have perverted Islam in justifying killing innocent people. And how we do that in a way that is consistent with our values and consistent with pluralism and respect for religion is vitally important. And I, about 4 months ago, visited a mosque in the United States precisely to send a message that our greatest allies in this process are the incredible Muslim Americans who are, historically, fully integrated into our society, that economically, are actually doing better than the average American in many measures. That are fighting in armed forces, that are defending our people in all sorts of ways. And that if we engage in Islamophobia, we are not only betraying what is essential to us, but just as a practical matter, engaging in self-defeating behavior if we're serious about terrorism. And so the language that we use, the tactics and approaches that we take. The respect that we show all people, those are security matters. It's not just feel good, liberal political correctness. It's a matter of what is it that we're fighting for. And how are we going to win this fight against people who are so blocked off from the reality of others who they don't? Agree with that, they'd be willing to blow themselves up and kill hundreds of people. It's the extreme of what I was just talking to this gentleman about. About the inability to compromise and recognize difference, and feel comfortable with that. So, look, this is going to be a challenging issue for some time to come. But I'm confident that it is an issue that we can succeed at. As long as young people like you are committed to not just believing the right thing and feeling the right ways. But fighting for it, and so long as you're engaged and active, and speaking out, and listening. And if you do that, I feel pretty good about our futures. I feel good about our chances. You guys inspire me. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. 1 John F. Kennedy delivered these words in his commencement address at American University on June 10, 1963. Two, possibly referring to the alleged illegal dumping of toxic waste in and around Somalia's territorial waters. Three, Ibid. Barack Obama. Statement on Umpqua Community College shootings. Delivered October 1, 2015, Washington, D. C. There's been another mass shooting in America, this time, in a community college in Oregon. That means there are more American families, moms, dads, children whose lives have been changed forever. That means there's another community stunned with grief. And communities across the country forced to relieve their own anguish. And parents across the country who are scared because they know it might have been their families or their children. I've been to Roseburg, Oregon. There are really good people there. I want to thank all the first responders whose bravery likely saved some lives today. Federal law enforcement has been on the scene in a supporting role. And we've offered to stay and help as much as Roseburg needs, for as long as they need. In the coming days, we'll learn about the victims' young men and women who were studying and learning and working hard. Their eyes set on the future, their dreams on what they could make of their lives. And America will wrap everyone who's grieving with our prayers and our love. But as I said just a few months ago, and I said a few months before that, and I said each time we see one of these mass shootings, our thoughts and prayers are not enough. It's not enough. It does not capture the heartache and grief and anger that we should feel. And it does nothing to prevent this carnage from being inflicted. Someplace else in America next week, or a couple of months from now. We don't yet know why this individual did what he did. And it's fair to say that anybody who does this has a sickness in their minds. Regardless of what they think their motivations may be. But we are not the only country on earth that has people. with mental illnesses or want to do harm to other people. We are the only advanced country on earth that sees these kinds of mass shootings every few months.